Okay. In the last 7 years, the journey hasn't been so smooth, but I want to thank God for the grace because as a single mother,
Mm,
you know, it's not easy combining your work and then the house, the home front.
that's
But
true.
God has been truly helpful. He has given me the grace to keep pushing. One of the major challenges I faced and I'm still facing is that of finance.
Okay.
Yes. I started with a sewing machine, butterfly sewing machine. It is not actually the right machine you use in making bags, but that
Okay.
was what I could
You
lay
have.
my hands on at the moment. So I started with that. And because it wasn't the right tool,
Mm-hmm.
whenever I am done making bags, I usually go home with body pains, waist pains, and so many other things. And so that was my major challenge until I had to speak to someone and I got an advice that helped me.
Okay.
So right now I want to tell us that I have gotten the right machine
Okay.
that is used to make bags. Another challenge I faced in the course of my journey was that of sourcing for materials.
Mm,
Materials we have in Benue State, we have just very few people selling this material. So whenever you get a bag and make
yes,
those
then.
bags,
Okay.
so that has been a major challenge in this business.
But for those materials, have you ever needed to get materials from outside the country? Let's say imported materials for whatever you wanted to do, or you locally source them even till now.
Okay, I source the materials locally. We
Okay.
have those traders in Aba who bring the materials into the country for us to get.
Okay.
So it makes the work a bit easy. We don't have to source them outside the country ourselves.
Yourselves. Okay. Like you said something. You said there was an advice someone gave you that changed your word. So I just want, I don't, if you don't mind, I want to ask if you can share it because maybe that advice will help a viewer out there who's listening to us and would want to go into bag making and stuff. So if you don't mind, please, madam, can you share?
Okay. I earlier said I wasn't using the right machine,
Machines, yeah.
and this machine for bag making doesn't come cheaply. And for years, I was struggling to get this machine. I actually got engaged in daily savings at Dashi so that I could save money to get these machines.
Yes.
It wasn't forthcoming. In fact,
Okay.
there was a particular year I saved and the money wasn't enough. I got angry and I just used up the money for housekeep.
Mm.
And I met this person. Person told me that I should go source for a loan
Okay.
because the price of this machine kept increasing daily, year in, year out. And then the last one was in the course of the dollar increment,
Yeah.
the machine shot up over 150,000 was added to the initial amount.
Okay.
I took a loan
From the bank.
for many years. I've been running from this loan. I can actually save my money. That's what I was doing all this while, saving to get this machine. But my savings were not enough because
Mm.
of the many responsibilities
Abilities you
on me. So I took into this advice. I took the bull by the horn
Yes.
because as an entrepreneur, you
Mm.
need to take risks. So
Yeah.
I went ahead, I took that risk of a loan. I went to a local bank, I asked for a loan and I was given. And as we speak right now, I have the machine with me and work is a bit easy for me.
Okay. I can see you're really established now. 7 years is no joke. You just spoke about the challenges. So I'm guessing you should have registered this business already. Have you?
Yes, I have.
So it has a name.
Yes.
So we'll gladly want to know the name of the business as
Okay.
well.
My business name is Angle 90 Lovely Creations Enterprise.
Angle 90.
Lovely Creations Enterprise.
Angle 90 Lovely Creations Enterprise.
Yes.
Oh, why Angle 90? Like, what happened?
Okay.
Because those kind of names don't just come out of the blues,
Okay.
you know?
You got that right because the Angle 90 wasn't from me.
Yeah.
For over some months, I was trying to register my name, and it wasn't just pushing through. I wanted Lovely Creations
Okay.
to come in at all costs, and whenever they search, you'll discover someone has the name. So that particular day, I was angry, I was tired. I met one of the guys at CAC.
Yeah.
I told him, sir, look, I want these two names. What can I add for this name to come true? He just wrote down Angle 90, and that was it. Lovely Creations. I wanted Lovely Creations at all costs because after so many years of living on earth, I sat down one day and I was thinking about my life and my purpose here on earth. And God reminded me that He created me in His image and likeness. And so, therefore, I have every capability to be creative, to do stuff, things that He has done. I was equal to the task.
Yeah.
Lovely there implies that all of God's creation, it implies beauty and quality. So the bags we craft are not just anyhow bags. We make bags. When you take a look at my bags, they are really lovely.
Okay.
And they are durable.
Wow.
We look out for quality whenever we craft these bags.
Okay.
That has to bring in the God factor, to bring out, to create what beautiful bags, to create beauty, because God made us in His image and likeness.
And beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. That's so nice. At what point or what projects, those pivotal moments of yours that recorded your success, a moment that you just can't, when you look back at it, you say, yes, this was when I did this and I knew that, yes, I have created something very, very lovely. I just want to find out your success story. How has it been?
Okay. I must say that I've recorded so much success. I'm not talking about money. I have impacted lives. I have trained people. And when I sit back and I have a look, I am happy I did that. I have trained some girls, young girls, for free.
Wow.
Yes. Girls I felt were moving in the wrong direction. I called them and I decided to train them in bag making for free so they could earn a living for themselves. So whenever I am sharing that which God has blessed me with, it gives me so much joy. So that is the high point of the things that of my success, impacting the younger generation. We worked on so many projects. I have made hundreds of school bags. I make school bags, I make lunch bags. In fact, anything bag, anything bag. If a bag, anything was made by man, I can also do it. So I have made all sorts of bags. In
Fashionable
hundreds.
bags.
I make fashionable bags.
Handbags.
Yes, I make school bags. I make travel bags. I make laptop bags. Anything bag, just name it, and then I make them. So the past years, I have worked with different
Can you
organizations.
hold these thoughts for me? Because it seems very interesting and I need to take a short break. So when I come back, we'll continue from what we're saying right now. So I'll take a short break, and when I come back, you'll head where we're heading with this conversation. So we'll continue from there. Don't go away. Yes, viewers out there, we've been having a conversation, a wonderful conversation with our guest in the house, Mrs. Lovett Ahanga. And from the discussion so far, anyone wanting to go into backcraft will be learning so much. Mrs. Lovett, I'd love to ask again, how has your success story been? How has at what point, those pivotal moments when you found so much joy and satisfaction and you knew that this was the business for me? Maybe an idea struck or a job satisfaction, something that really made you know that you're in the right place. This is your craft and you owned it.
Okay. On this journey, the Holy Spirit has been my number one inspiration.
Okay.
The Spirit of God inspires me. There are some unique designs I create. Sometimes
You created by
yes,
yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Anywhere you see it, just check properly. You will see lovely stitches on it.
Okay.
Yes. I got those in my moments of medication. Sometimes I'm praying and a picture. I see a picture. What I do is I just draw it. I'm not a good artist,
Okay.
but I'm able to put down something with some explanations
Okay.
as I see it. The Spirit of God inspires most of my designs
Wow.
and tells me, instructs me on the way to go.
Okay.
There are times I get jobs that are overwhelming, and then while I'm still at the discussion process with my clients, he keeps calling names of people that will work with me. I've trained quite a
Wow.
number of persons, and then he gives me names. Call this person, he's going to work with you on this project. I've crafted more than 10,000 bags.
Wow.
Yes.
More than
More than 10,000.
in the past 7 years?
Yes, this year alone, I have worked on more than 500 bags.
Wow.
Yes. And some are still coming. I'm still receiving calls from people that want jobs delivered. There's no
Amazing.
weekend that I don't get to deliver a job.
That's amazing.
Yes.
So how do you cope?
Like I said, it's purely the grace of God.
Okay.
Yes. I rely solely on Him. Sometimes I even wonder how I'm able to do that. Whenever we're able to deliver a job, we come to the house, I and my children, sometimes we dance. We are so excited because looking at the deadline of a job, there are
Yeah.
some jobs I get and I'm even scared. I'm like, can you meet up?
Wow.
So whenever we deliver most of those big jobs, there is always celebration in the house and in the shop.
So, but I see that you have staff. How's your work relationship with them? Like, how do they play the role to your success story? Like, it's not a one man job, So I can imagine. But how do you work with your staff to bring this level of greatness?
I can say that God has really blessed me with people. If you don't have people, then you are in for it.
So that's true.
In my case, God has blessed me with people. I earlier said that whenever I have a job, He's the one that tells me the
Yeah.
names of who and who will work on a particular job with me. We have a very cordial relationship. I don't call them staff, they are my siblings.
Oh my God.
Yes, I see them as family.
Yeah, that's
We
nice.
work together, we eat together. Sometimes they have to sleep over at the shop for us to meet up on deadlines.
Okay.
Yes, the flow is a very cordial one. We are family.
So I'm overwhelmed right now.
Yeah.
While talking, you said you have made more than 10,000 bags. I mean, the figure was like blowing my head up.
In 7 years, that's
in
small.
7 years,
compared
that's
to-
small.
Yes.
That's so much in my head
I
right
know.
now. So you said something just this January. You've made like 500 bags.
Yes.
That January is not yet out.
Yes, I know.
How many bags do you make a day?
Okay, it depends on the size of a bag.
Okay.
Yes, these bags comes in different sizes and shapes. So there are some purses that I can make 20 within an hour.
Within
An
an
hour.
hour.
20 purses in an hour. So 500 is small. When I have jobs, I look at the timing, the designs, and then I distribute my workers. You are giving
Your
me,
family.
yes, my family, my city, I'm delivering 10 bags. If it's not 10, I don't get up until I'm able to deliver 10 within an hour.
And you make sure your quality is good.
The quality is our watchword. If it's not lovely, if it's not good, we don't send it out. You lose
Wow.
everything.
So
My
how's
people
the
are aware of that.
so how's the patronage been over the years?
So it's been wow.
I'm actually
been-
asking because someone, if you're out there maybe wondering, is there room for me in this craft? Who
Of
am I going to
course.
sell
Of
to?
course.
You know, and
I,
all of
I,
that.
I
So
had
how do
those
you make
thoughts
your
when I went into bag making.
okay?
Initially, I told myself I was going to make bags for myself and my children only because I didn't see the possibility of people coming to me for patronage. So I restricted myself at first. I said I was going to make for myself and my children and family members. I didn't know that I'll be making bags for people. I make bags and baby them to other states.
Wow.
Yes, as well.
So your patronage covers other states
Other
as well.
states, yes.
Wow, that's
Yes.
interesting. That's huge.
Yeah.
It's a huge market.
Yes, it is.
All right. So, what would you want to say to someone who is aspiring or who would want to go into this craft? What's your word of advice for them?
Well, I always say that to my friends and family members. Anyone that comes close to me, I just coerce you into bag making.
Okay.
There's no way you will visit me and I'm busy and I let you go. Just sit and gist with me. Once you come in, I give you something to do because there's always something to do. And I encourage them. Look, there is at least change in this thing I am doing.
Money, not change.
Yes.
Let's call it money.
You know, the new generation we have now, they want to see millions before they will sit down and learn. I always encourage them. This is what has been feeding me. This is what pays my children's school fees.
Interesting.
Yes. Initially, when the year started, I didn't have the school fees after so many things that
Celebrations and all,
yes.
you know.
So I was a bit worried.
Okay.
I sat down, I just told God, look, your children are resuming. And the next thing, a call came in for
That
a
changed.
contract. And as we speak now, all my children are in school.
Wow.
I have made 500 bags.
Oh my God.
January till date. It is, my children were able to resume from the monies I got from these jobs.
Oh my God.
So the business is worth doing.
Venturing into.
Yes, it is. It
Okay.
is.
So, do you, before you venture into this craft, is it financially involving? Is it an expensive startup for anyone starting up? You know,
Okay, it depends.
you know, money is always the case.
Yeah.
So, for a startup, what would you
Okay.
say?
If you are a tailor, that makes it easy for you because I take it you already have a machine. Yes. The number one requirement for this is for you to get a sewing machine. You can get that normal butterfly sewing machine. It makes bags and clean bags at that. So once you have your machine, you enroll. For all the persons I've been able to train,
Yes.
those that didn't have machines, that was the first thing I told them. Work on getting your machine. Once you have your machine, you enroll. It's not so expensive compared
Okay.
to what you'll
Okay.
be getting at the end of the day. And then the materials, you can start getting them in bits. And sometimes your customers pay for those materials.
Okay.
So you don't necessarily need to have cash start somewhere before you can start.
So just with the knowledge of sewing
Yeah.
and a machine,
Yes.
you can start.
Yes, you can.
You can
Yes.
start.
little change to get the materials. At least
Yeah,
we need to
because sometimes
produce
your
something
your
for people
cost.
to see.
Okay, all
Yes.
right, all right. So, in the nearest future, where do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself on the globe?
We already have a name. I and my children.
Okay,
We've changed our name to our business name to Lovely Global
lovely
because we are
global.
going global.
Okay,
Yes, I see myself very far, and the target for me right now is to ensure that at least in Benue State, we are able to cover all the bag needs. Like, I want to go out whenever I go out and I see my bags out there. It makes me very happy. It also makes my children very
Very
happy. Mommy, I
happy.
saw Lovely Stitches bag. I saw someone carrying it.
Oh,
So the target for us is to ensure that each household in Benue State is carrying a Lovely Stitches bag. Yes.
I hope by the time I leave here today, I'll be carrying a lovely stitches
Of
bag
course,
herself
of
to
course.
compliment
You,
my.
you can't come to the factory and go out without the bag.
All right.
Yes.
So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed yourself, wonderful people. It was interesting for me, educating. It was a wonderful journey, and I enjoyed every bit of it. I presume you did as well. Come with me as I take you on the journey with her.
There's a particular design
Okay.
I'm trying to make.
Okay.
This is not just a normal straight bag. This is more like an apron bag.
Oh.
Apron design.
Okay.
So I am marking
Okay.
with the apron shape.
Mm.
Yes.
So this kind of bag, where can you go with it? How can you use it on any fashionable cloth? What is it supposed to be used for?
This one, for this size, you can use it to the salon, especially ladies, and then for guys, you can put your food. If you don't have a lunch bag, you can put your food while going to the office. Instead of carrying leather around, you can use this bag.
I thought that what you cut was enough. How many bags are we making?
I want to make 2 bags
Wow.
for yourself and your crew.
Myself and my crew.
Yeah.
That's so thoughtful of you. Thank you
You
so
can
much.
come to the factory and go out empty without a bag. So I thought I should make something cute and beautiful for you and your crew.
Wow. So what you did the other side, you're still going to do.
This is a different design.
Wow.
I'll do another design.
Okay.
Two different designs.
It feels like there's a lot of calculations that go into bag making. Really?
Cut and start making.
Okay.
To have the correct dimensions
Wow.
of the bag.
All
And
right.
then we use the rule to ensure that everything is straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this material you're using right now, what is it called?
It's called a jute material. There are different materials used in making bags.
Wow, I love this. What are you doing?
Very cheap.
Hello, our beautiful viewer. Welcome to Children's Garden on Benue Television. It's always nice to have you at this time. Well, today on the program, we are going to be looking at security tips for children. Do you know you always have to stay safe? Do you know, as a parent, what your children do behind you? How can you make sure that they are safe when you're not around? All those questions we are going to be answering them, because on today's episode we are going to be talking to these children on the various security tips they need to imbibe as children at whatever age. From 2 years and above, your child should be able to know and sense danger. That is why today we are going to be bringing out all this today, and with these beautiful children here. Come with us on this ride. But before we start, we'll go on a very quick break. When we come back, Children's Garden will continue. Welcome back from that break. Joining me are those wonderful children. How are you feeling today?
We are feeling good.
All right. If you're feeling good, let me have you give me a rolling clap.
Rolling, rolling,
and good. So today we are going to be looking at a very important topic. Security tips, okay?
Yeah.
We are going to be looking at security tips for you children. Most of the times you are out of your parents' sight, okay? And then what happens? Are you able to know that there is danger? What am I supposed to do? Oh, this place, I'm not supposed to be here. What am I supposed to do? Mommy and daddy, they are not there to tell you what to do. So as children, there are basic tips, basic security tips that you should know, and that even when daddy and mommy, they are not there, they should be able to guide you to safety depending when daddy and mommy will come, right?
Yeah.
Are you excited to learn these tips? Good. Our first security tip is to know your name, your daddy's name, your mommy's name, your daddy and mommy's phone number, and of course where you live. These first security tips, can we go over them? Know your name.
Know your father's name.
Good.
Know your mother's name. Know
Good.
your father and mother's phone number. And know where you live.
Good. A sound clap. Now, you are supposed to know your name, okay?
Yeah.
Now, what is your name?
My name is Christian Shusha.
Good. A sound clap. He said his name is Christian Sushati. Okay. But do you know something is missing?
Yes.
Do you know something is missing?
Yes.
Okay, so now tell me your name.
My name is Chivite Pivika.
A sound clap. He
Yeah,
said his
Chivite.
name is Chivite Peviga. Is something missing?
Yes.
Is something missing?
Yes.
No, something is not missing because he told us his name and his surname. Okay? There are some persons that daddy calls you Beauty, which is not your real name. And then when something happens to you, maybe you're stranded somewhere and they ask you of your name and you say, my name is Beauty, they will not know. But at least there are people that know your daddy and mommy. So when you call your name and call your surname, they are able to say, okay, yes, that's Peviga's son. Oh, Peviga is a lecturer in Benue State University. You understand now? They'll be able to trace and take him to his parents, okay? So that is the reason why you should know your real name. You know your name and your surname. The next one is that you should know their phone numbers. How many of you know your parents' phone number? Good, a sound clap. So I'm giving you an assignment today. Those of you that don't know, if you go home, know your daddy and mommy's phone numbers. If you don't have mommy, you have daddy, know his phone number. If you don't have daddy, you have a mommy, know her phone number. Okay? So it is very important because sometimes you might find yourself in a very difficult situation, or maybe you are in school. Though mostly your schools have your parents' phone number, but in a case where your school is not that average and they don't readily have your parents' contact, and something happens to you, went to school and then you're sick. Do you know that when you are able to call out your phone number, you've been able to address an emergency situation, which might put you in danger, but because you know your parents' contact, they are able to call them and then they rush down to the school, pick you, and then you are out of danger. Okay? So if you don't know your parents' phone number, it's an assignment for you today that you should go home and then get to know your parents'
Phone number.
Good. The next one is your parents' address, where you stay, your house address.
My.
You should be able to know your house address. It is quite unfortunate that in our setting here, we don't really have readily mapped out addresses, but you are able to know your landmark. You should be able to know a known school that is close to your house, but you should be able to know a hospital that is close to your house, or a church. That in whatever situation you'll be able to say, okay, it is this place, my house is close to this place. That is we don't have a correctly mapped out address. But if you look at developed countries, they will tell you, I'm at number 133 so Downing Street, and then you go there and the house is there. But for some of us that we don't have a clearly mapped out addresses, we use what? Landmarks. Okay? So you should be able to know the area your house is, the landmark, the known church that is there, the hospital that is there, or if it's a school, you will know. Okay?
Yeah.
How many of you know your address, where your house is? Good. I have good children. A sound clap. So Victor, what is your address?
I live deep in police barracks near the cashew tree, number 288.
Good. A sound clap. He knows, at least he is opportune to have a very mapped out address. Okay?
Yeah.
So Chivite, can you be able to tell me where or the area you live? So ask mommy and daddy today, okay? Now, who else?
I live in Savior Mother School, room 6.
Give her a sound clap. But you are not living in the school. You will say you live opposite or behind or after or beside. Okay? That's why we are using those landmarks so that anyone can ask, oh, where is Savior primary school here? And then, oh, that's Savior. It's Atakpehe dear. And then they are tracing and they are carrying you. Anyone else who wants to tell us where their house is located or where it is? Okay, Zanaria.
I live at Wuruku Market, Akoli level 2, Dinas in street number 4, Waruku.
Beautiful, a sound clap. Do you hear that? She was able to give the street and the house and all that. So it is very important that you know these 3 things to always be safe, okay? Our next security tip is what? Do not eat anything given to you by stranger. Do not what?
Eat anything given to you by stranger.
Good. Do not eat anything given to you by a stranger. Most times you find yourself someone giving you something and then if it's possible to reject it, reject, okay?
Yeah.
If it's possible to reject it, reject it. But a situation whereby you cannot reject it, you collect it and take it to mommy and daddy or an elderly person that or an elderly person you were there with, okay? Okay?
Yes.
Good. Next point is do not climb the fence.
The next point is do not climb the fence.
Good. For instance, you the boys, is you that you feel, I'm a big boy, I can do anything. You from that fence and fall down and break your leg or your hand or even die. Sometimes you're playing football, and then possibly the football went over to the next compound, and then you as a strong boy, you are saying, let me climb. You climb through the fence and go to the other side and pick your ball and climb back. Safety tip is telling you to do what?
Do not climb the fence.
It's telling you what?
Do not climb the fence.
Good, you're not supposed to climb the fence. What do you do in such a situation? You come out from your house, go through the next compound and through the gate, pick your ball and come out. Is that clear?
Yes.
So that you will stay safe for your parents, okay? You will not break your
hand.
You will not break your
leg.
Good. A sound clap.
Excellent.
Our next security tip is that do not walk outside your compound alone. Do not what?
Do not walk your compound alone.
Do not what?
Do not walk outside your compound alone.
Good. At every point you want to go out, make sure you tell your parents, okay?
Yeah.
Even if you're going to fetch water, go. Mommy, daddy, I want to go and fetch water outside, and then you go. All right?
Yeah.
And then while going, you have someone go with you. Because there are a lot of things happening. People are being kidnapped. People are being taken elsewhere where they don't know. Okay? Good. So you should always be vigilant about that. Now, the next one. Are we listening?
Yeah.
The next security tip that I'm going to take you, mind you, I told you that Auntie Yanga is coming to take you part of these security tips, okay? And when she comes, she will tell you very interesting ones that you would work with and you will stay safe for your parents. Now, the last one I'm going to teach us is that you should not trust strangers easily, okay? The next one is what?
Do not trust strangers easily.
Good. Now, this is a serious one. Because sometimes you don't know someone and they call you by your name. Do you know that even if you want to be strict with them, but because they called you by your name, you will be relaxed. Oh, it seems this person knows me. So